Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of Elite Life with Sam. I'm your girl Sam, and I have a really special guest today.
What's up, guys? I'm Noah. I'm her kid.
This is my firstborn kiddo, my oldest. Noah's 16, and I feel like we grew up together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I had you at 21. You made me miss my 21st birthday drink.
Sorry. My bad.
And what's so funny about our relationship is, so I'm a Scorpio and you're a Taurus, which is the exact opposite complement to our zodiac signs. So it was just destined that we were going to grind each other's nerves,
Yeah.
and B, be like little besties. So we lovingly say that Noah, he's my birth control.
I was a happy accident.
Yeah. I'll be like, my birth control turned 16 this year. No, but thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is cool. I've never been on a podcast before, so it's pretty neat.
It's funny that your brother was on the pod before you were.
Yeah. What did Titus even do?
Have you not listened to his episode?
No, I haven't.
It's so good.
Really?
It's so good. You're going to have to listen to
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna have to now.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited. I honestly thought that you would be the first one on the podcast, but really you haven't shown a whole lot of interest in it up to this point.
I don't mean not to. I've just been busy with a whole lot of stuff.
You are
Yeah,
super busy.
whole lot. But
Yeah.
I'm open this whole month.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so why don't you tell everybody what stuff you're into?
Okay, so obviously I'm a teenage boy. I play games. I like food. I like clothes. And then I do MMA. I just started wrestling at my school, and theater. I do theater.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
You're in advanced theater. You actually were accepted into the advanced theater program in middle school, like before you moved up.
Yeah. So you could audition for the class in 8th grade in like the middle of the year, and audition for it, and it was really funny how it went down because I didn't do theater in 8th grade. I quit it because this is gonna sound super crappy. I didn't get the role that I wanted in Beauty and the Beast, and so I picked up track and field. I'm not a runner.
That was the most horrible time.
Oh my god, it's so bad. And then I got accepted into advanced theater. I was like, well, okay, well, I'm dropping track because I hate running. So.
Yeah, and they're super disorganized. Like that wasn't
Track is a messy sport. Track is a really messy sport.
that just wasn't for us.
Yeah.
So here's what I love about your generation of kids, that you don't, I guess you probably do have cliques, but they're so different. Like, to think of a theater kid also being a jock, and a jock also being into martial arts, because when I was coming up, martial arts was largely for like the weird kids,
Yeah.
and theater was also for the weird kids, but in a different way weird.
In your generation, everything but football and basketball were weird.
Well, no, it was just like the theater kids were eccentric, they were the dramatic ones, and they
yeah.
were the super artsy ones, and so they would do like the extravagant makeup and the colored hair and the, they were that type. But then you had the martial arts kids, they were the ones that were usually like into anime and swords and, stuff like that. And you're into anime.
I'm also into anime and swords and everything.
And you're a huge, comic geek, and
Oh yeah, don't get me started on that.
you have been in martial arts since you were 5, and so you did karate, now you do Krav,
Yeah.
and now you've picked up wrestling.
And then I'm eventually gonna pick up MMA at a different dojo.
Yeah.
After I knock out Krav.
Yeah.
Which is soon because I don't know.
I'm just so grateful that you can drive now. In the beginning, I was a nervous wreck for sure, and I still don't think you're like a super great driver. But I've come to terms. I'm much more comfortable. You have been really responsible. I didn't think I was going to survive
Really?
all of that. No.
I
Your first week driving to school, I would stay at the house until you made it to school, and I would track you the whole way.
know.
Like, don't play with me. My kid's on the road.
I remember that because the day I was driving, the day I got my license, I was driving Allie home and she wanted to talk for a bit, so I parked. It was a parking lot literally in her neighborhood. It was that pool.
That wasn't the day you got your driver's license. But that was pretty soon afterwards.
It was like day after,
Yeah,
or something like
it
that.
was soon after.
And I was driving her home, and then I like forgot to text you that like we were stopping, and so you call me like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, Mom."
You are somewhere you're not supposed to be, alone in your car. No, but I do feel like we have a good.
No, she's not a stickler. She's not like be here at blah blah blah, and if you're not, I'm locking you out the house. Like she's chill, but
It's all
you
just
gotta
about
update her.
communication. I truly like have very little. I mean, I have rules, but I have more guidelines than anything. It's like, just communicate with me. Like, you want to stay out a little later because of a good reason? Okay,
Yeah.
stay out, have fun. My dad was completely opposite. Papa was like, if you're 1 minute late, if you're not 2 minutes early, you're 1 minute late.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I stressed myself out. Like, we would get grounded and whooped, and it was a whole thing. And I never wanted you to grow up stressed out like that. So.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, we've got a good little vibe going. But you've only been driving for a couple of months since, like, the beginning of May.
When did I get my license? It was like May
8th or something.
Yeah, it was like very short after my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you came home the other day and you were like, I am so tired of driving.
I am, dude. My butt hurts. I can't even hold you. Like, oh my gosh.
I could not imagine saying that at 16 years old. I was like, let me drive. Let me go literally anywhere.
I know, but you were trying to escape something.
That's
I'm
true.
not. I'm not. I'm chilling. Like, I'm having a good time at
You're
home.
like, I would just want to go to Walmart. I want
Yeah.
to go to get something to eat.
Yeah, let me like go to get sushi and come back.
Yeah.
And be like, oh my gosh. Because I don't remember the last time I've been in the passenger seat since I got my license. I'm gonna be honest.
I know. Okay, well, I have some questions for you.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? Do you want me to go through my questions first? Or do you want to ping pong?
Ping pong.
You want to ping
That
pong?
works.
Okay, get your questions ready. I'll kick us off.
Oh, actually, no, don't ping pong. Go all the way down, and then I'll ask some.
Okay, so I have. How many questions do you have?
Like 3.
Oh, shit.
I can get more.
Okay, so I'll ask a few and then we'll go to you and then we'll come back to mine.
I got some off the dome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start to loosen things up with some funny questions.
Okay.
And I have some listener questions too.
Okay, cool.
As soon as I said, yeah, Noah's coming on the podcast, you've got some fans in
Do
my
I?
followership. Yeah.
Hey guys.
I mean, they're like, we love Noah, but I feel like they have grown up with you too. Like, as long as I've been on the app,
Yeah.
they started seeing you.
You've had your account for a while too.
Yeah, a little while. Like, do you remember my first experience with going viral was when I took your bedroom door off the hinges?
Yeah.
That triggered the fuck out of people. Yes, we say fuck here, people. My kid is well acquainted with the word fuck, so calm down. It's gonna make you clutch your pearls. This is not the show for you.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, because we took your hinges off, the door off the hinges because you wouldn't keep your room clean and there was food everywhere and we were getting bugs in the house.
How old was I? I was like, it was a while ago.
God, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like
Sounds like 11.
You're 11, 12
Yeah.
ish. Old enough to follow rules.
Yeah.
Old enough. And here's the thing. People went up in arms because they were like, privacy is a right, not a privilege.
Yo, I got a bathroom.
With a door.
I got my own bathroom with a door in my room.
And
guys.
a walk-in closet.
And a closet.
with
so
a door.
We're chilling. Like.
And right outside of his bedroom is another bathroom with a door. Like,
And another closet with a door also. So.
Like, he didn't lack privacy. He lacked the privilege of,
Shutting my door.
right, shutting his bedroom door.
Which
So-
in hindsight isn't that huge of a deal, but like at the time I was like, well, now my room looks stupid. So like now my room looks dumb.
Like, your friends couldn't come over for a sleepover and you, like, close your door, to be
Yeah.
quiet or whatever. No, but it was like, if you're not going to follow the rules, nothing else was working. That one worked, though. You're like,
Yeah.
Mom, get in. And then we took all the stuff out of your room.
Oh yeah, I came home, everything was gone.
But you lied, and you kept that lie going for, like, a week.
Oh, okay, so I remember this. I was in
5th grade.
No, it wasn't 5th. It was
Yeah, because you had...
no, I had Miss Lumpkins.
I thought that was 5th grade.
Oh, that was 5th grade. Okay, yes. Miss Lumpkins, if you're watching this, I love you. Anyways, yes, because Dad had told me, this is whenever you and Dad were together, I think.
I don't remember. I thought we were separated, but may not.
Maybe it might have been like the start of it. But it was, he had told me if I we did the stupid clipboards. And he said, if you clip off the chart, then you can have it was these boxes of Pokemon cards. And I was super into Pokemon cards and building decks and like the actual game.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is sick. And I could not manage to get off the chart. So I was like, well,
because
who's gonna
in your mouth, you could
it was
not
my
stop
mouth, dude. I
talking.
couldn't shut up. And so I was like, well, who's going to stop me from saying I did? Like, and so I did it. And then I got the cards. I was like, yo, this is sick. And I was so stupid. I said 2 days later, I said the same thing. That day I got on red.
Yeah.
So with that's the worst one. And okay. Miss Lumpkins would do this thing where she would clip everybody in the class down, like everybody, because the class was disrespectful. And that was the time whenever I was like actually not talking. So I was like, yo, this is stupid.
You're like, I didn't deserve to be clipped down, therefore I didn't get clipped down.
I didn't, but I definitely deserved to get punished because I was like, Dad, I clipped out the chart again. And he was like, no, you didn't. So
it was when she came to my car and was like, hey, I need to talk to you about Noah's behavior. He's been on red like 3 days.
No,
this
she's
week.
selling.
And I was like, come again? We literally just rewarded him for clipping off the charts. She was like, Noah clipped off the charts? No, Noah didn't clip off the charts. So we were like, and lying is such a big thing for me. Like, it's okay to mess up. It's okay to have a bad day. Be honest about it. We can get through anything as long as you're honest with me.
I haven't seen those Pokemon cards since, by the way.
Well, because those got taken away.
Yeah.
And then everything went into trash bags, and you had to earn, like, those big industrial trash bags, and you had to earn back one trash bag at a time. And if
I had to earn back Netflix.
Yeah, if part of your toy was in this bag and another part of your toy was in this bag,
Tough luck.
well, you better earn that bag back. Like, we got creative, and because we don't really believe in spanking, like corporal punishment. I don't want to. Anyways, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. All right. So, funny little questions. If you had to be stuck in the house with only one meal forever, I already know what this is. What would it be and why?
Beef and broccoli with white rice and squash. Is it squash?
Squash and
Is
zucchini.
that squash and zucchini? Yeah, zucchini and squash. She makes it fire.
Yeah.
It's so good. So that's all I want.
I thought you were going to say Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I mean, Chick-fil-A is good, but that's not like a meal. That's like a whole... That's like...
It's a snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if I could do deep fried the rest of my life. I could do rice the rest of my life.
That's true.
I love rice.
Yeah. It was specifically beef and broccoli and white rice. I have to make like quadruple portions for you.
I'm
All right.
much down on that.
I can't wait to hear this. Which of your parents is more dramatic, me or your dad? There's a second part to this too. You can be honest.
I think both of you guys are really dramatic. I can't even hold you. Like,
What do you mean?
so,
I think we're dramatic in different ways.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You. I'm trying to word this.
I catastrophize. I go to the worst.
You go to the worst thing possible instantly, and you're like, "Oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. This is the worst thing."
We're
and
all
like,
gonna die.
and like, oh my god,
You're
the
gonna-
world's gonna end, and you like spilt your water. And Dad, he's just dramatic, and like, he will like he shows love for you in the most serious ways.
He does.
When it's like, yo, I'm going to Dollar General.
Yeah, he's
like,
like,
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
You are my favorite child on this planet. I love you so much.
I love you. If anything were to happen to you, I'm like,
I
dude,
would die.
I'm like, I just want goldfish. Like, let me go.
All right, who's more dramatic, Rich or Val?
Now, I'm gonna say Rich. I can't even hold
Dead
it.
ass.
Val is so chill. She's so cool to be around. She's so chill.
Yeah.
She doesn't make a huge, but Rich, he gets so easily like annoyed. Like, yeah, he comes home in a pissy mood, and he's like, it's like little things. He's like, Titus, move out of the way of the TV, or something like that. And Titus isn't even in the way of the TV. He's sitting there.
He's just look. His thumb is.
Yeah,
up.
he's giving me a thumbs up. Or like Titus will be playing with the butterfly knife, and Rich will be like, "Turn it down." That's his favorite line. Turn it down. What?
I think Rich is somewhere on the spectrum,
I think Rich
And-
has crazy OCD.
and he has like sensory processing issues, for sure. Like he notices because he's like this with the cars. He notices if there's like a rattle or a tick that you can't hear. He's like,
He starts tweaking
something's
out.
wrong with the car.
Starts
You know,
tweaking.
he's he's got supersonic hearing.
And he also just like he like sees things differently. Like whenever he's like working on a car, it's like he has the blueprints in his mind.
Yeah, like Rain Man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right.
What I think he could benefit from is whenever he gets home, watch show. Like he loves watching TV when he gets home. Watch it in his room and chill
Right.
out. But no, he has to be at that one spot on the couch.
But he's dirty from work. He just, our couch is.
But if
leather.
somebody's sitting on that spot of the couch, he'll ask them to move.
I think we
Also.
should right, because he's stuck in his ways. He's like, it has to be the same every day. His routine. That's why I'm
That's-
saying. That's what I'm saying. I really do think he's like super, super somewhere on the spectrum, which is fine.
Yeah, no, there's nothing
We're
wrong
not
with
saying
that. But
anything's
like,
wrong with it, but we notice these things about him where he's like very, very particular about things, like his colognes and his watches and
Yeah.
his shoes.
he shoot. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like he
His
has.
colognes are so organized. Like they're so organized in this one spot. And if one tilts a different way, he notices it. I'm like, crap.
If he's out of one, it doesn't even have to be his favorite. He's refilling it or like replacing it. No, I'm with you.
There's this one cologne I want him to get for me because I like it.
The gold one.
No, it's the light blue. Dolce and Gabbana light blue.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
All right. Last. Well, let me move on from the funny questions.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah.
All right. What is something that people assume about you that isn't true?
They think I'm like stupid. A
Yeah?
lot of people think I'm like I'm dumb, and I'm like I think I'm not dumb. Like I pick up things differently, but I don't think I'm like dumb.
Yeah.
You know. Also, everybody thinks I smoke and like I'm a stoner.
I think it's because of the way you talk.
It's the way I talk and the way I dress.
Yeah. The way you dress?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. Cause like everybody with bum style are like athletes, and like
What is bum style?
well you get it's like that just like don't know how to coordinate outfits. Like
Oh.
they're wearing like these like booty shorts. I don't know. I mean like everybody is entitled to the way they dress. Everybody's style is different. I'm not.
Boys are wearing booty shorts?
It's weird, dude. Yeah, like it's like
Oh, they're not like Daisy Dukes. They're just
No.
short.
no, but they're like really short shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm thinking like, yo, if you squat, I'm gonna see something.
Well, that was big in like the 70s, right?
And now crop t-shirts.
I do that though.
For men.
I do that.
Oh, not like belly shirts.
No, belly shirts.
Belly shirts?
Oh, I don't do belly shirts.
Oh, okay.
I'll do a crop where like if I raise my arms, you can see a little bit of the ab action. But
God love him. No, I do understand what you're saying though about people presuming that you're dumb because there will be things that come out of your mouth and me and Allie will just look at each other like, what did he just say? No way. That just came out of his mouth. You are extremely intelligent. I think that things just come out before you catch them.
yeah, I definitely think
Like you
out
say
loud
huh
a lot.
a lot and then
Huh?
it registers. Like I'll give you a direction and you'll go, huh? Oh yeah, blah blah blah. I think that's just like the ADD, ADHD slowing your brain down. Not your comprehension, but kind of like your processing
Yeah.
speed. All right. What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself this year?
I can finally I used to just, like reach out to people all the time and nobody would reach out to me, so I just started like kind of pulling back a little bit and being like I'll let you guys go. Because I'll ask like my friends to hang out and then I'll wait for them to ask to hang out, and it's like weeks at a time. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to be around you anymore. And also like I don't have to pretend to like people anymore, like because there's a lot of people I just don't like
Yeah.
that I have to like that I felt like I had to like pretend to like because they're friends with my friends.
Yeah.
But I can like be friends with people and not be friends with their friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
So-
that you've realized that a whole lot earlier than a lot of people, probably the majority of people, is that it has to be equal effort
Mhm.
in a friendship.
Mhm.
That's so pivotal for you to figure out now at this age.
Mhm.
Like 16, you're figuring it out.
Also, don't eat the Takis meal too many times. You'll poop a lot.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If you could time travel to meet your 25-year-old self, what advice would you want him to give?
That's an odd question. I don't know if I'll be set at 25.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I don't think I'd want advice from my 25-year-old self, because then that like it screws up the timeline.
You think it would change?
Yeah, it would change.
The trajectory of
Yeah.
everything?
So I don't think I would want it, because either way it's just gonna let itself play out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty wise, actually. What's something that you're grateful that I've taught you?
Probably there's a lot. It's taught me a lot. Probably anger management is a big one, because I used to have crazy anger issues.
Yeah.
Like growing up,
Me
it
too.
was around the time of the divorce.
Yeah.
It was like I just didn't know how to deal with it, because Titus didn't know how to deal with it, because this is all he's ever known.
Yeah.
His first memory was you guys separated. And I didn't have any support from, well, like, not I wouldn't say support. Like you guys helped me out, but like I was dealing with a lot
You
internally.
internalized a lot of stuff. You
Yeah.
didn't let us in on a whole lot of things,
Mm-mm.
even at that young of an age. And
I didn't even let Valen in,
yeah.
and that was a big thing. Where like I felt kind of like separated from V, kind of after the divorce, and also the big age gap.
Yeah. I think that was the main thing, is that Valen was pretty much grown.
Yeah. That was a big thing. So he was grown. He could make his own decisions.
And he had his own stuff, like his own family stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he dealt with his biological parents and
Mm-hmm.
sister, and and then relocating from Florida to here. He didn't
Right.
know anybody or anything. I'm really proud of him and all the decisions that he's made. He's so stable and he seems happy.
Mhm.
And hey, you gotta quit doing that.
Oh, sorry.
You can pick that up on camera.
But yeah, a big part of like anger management and stuff. Probably a lot of responsibility too. Like, it took a while for it to click that like, oh shoot, I can't just like be a kid anymore. Not like that, but like I can't act like the same I did whenever I was 9
Oh yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
like-
You actually have to get up and contribute.
Yeah. Which I do that now. I feel like I do pretty good. at that.
Absolutely. And that's something that has been really big. You don't complain. You'll make a joke or whatever, like for dishes but you're learning to take care of a home. And that was a big thing for me. I never wanted to hear a woman ever be able to say, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't make it.
Right.
Or to hold something over your head of like, you can't take care of yourself, or you can't provide a stable home, or all of those things. And there are a lot of grown boys that don't take care of themselves. They don't know how to wash their clothes. They don't know how to keep a home. They don't know how to recognize all of the effort that a woman does put into keeping a home and balancing a job and children and all the things. And so I knew if I taught you early how much responsibility it is to take care of all of those things, you'd have a lot of empathy for your future partner. And you could also do it on your own without having to rely. I didn't want you to feel like you needed to have someone just to be able to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a heavy burden. And so, although we're still working on the cooking portion.
Yeah. I did cook, actually. You already know about this, but I'm gonna tell them.
Yeah.
I took Allie, because Allie's my girlfriend. We've been together for 9 months. And she's going to she actually left this morning to go to the Philippines for a month. And so leading up to last night, we've been hanging out a whole bunch. And 2 nights ago, I took her to this like cool spot. I'm not gonna leak where it is, obviously, but it was like it's like you're surrounded by trees and then you could see the water, and it's like on this lake. You're surrounded by trees, then there's a cove in it. You could see the water and watch the sunset. And I cooked like steak and mashed potatoes, and it was honestly
You guys are so cute. I loved that you went and bought her own pool float for our pool.
Yes.
So that she could like lounge and have her sodas and
She only used it for like 10 minutes also. Like,
so it's still cute. It makes me really proud to see how you treat her. Like you treat her with so much respect. When you guys get into an argument or, have a disagreement, you give her space. Like you respect her as a human. I'm just really proud of the way you treat her. And you spoil her, which okay, good for you. You should.
yeah, I try.
Yeah, you make sure to like have a good balance of home dates and going out dates
Yeah.
and
We've been going out a lot more recently than we used to because I can drive.
yeah, because you can drive and it's summer.
Yeah.
Like it's less structured in the summer.
Mhm.
So
There's not as much to plan, like, rather than, like, if we were at school, we'd be like, okay, we have to do it on weekend, and blah, 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 blah.
yeah, absolutely. All right, this is my last question for you before we switch to yours.
Okay.
What do you think makes someone a good man in today's world?
Keeping a level head about things. I think it's, like, honestly kind of cowardly whenever dudes are, like, exploding off of, like, obviously, don't explode out of disrespect for yourself because you know you're better than that. But if somebody were to disrespect, like, say Allie or you, like if someone were to disrespect my mom, I would be a little upset about that. But like, you don't have to respect me because I know what respect I'm worth and I just won't be around you, right? So like, if somebody would be like, "Well, you're a bitch," I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, language," but I'm not gonna be like, "What'd you call me? This and that. I'll kick your ass." I just not so like social because I know I could probably take that guy also because growing up combat sports and then I'm only getting bigger from here because
But you don't
still
let,
got a couple growth spurts, guys.
you don't let ego rule you.
No, there shouldn't be any ego in it. Honestly, like if you're a grown man, like that's kid stuff. Ego is like kid stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, confidence is quiet. It doesn't have to prove itself.
right, that's a big one for me.
Yeah.
Also, don't lash out at things smaller than you. I guess like don't. This kind of ties into the ego thing a little bit. Like don't. With me, it's a big thing where it's like I don't disrespect anyone. Like how do I like mainly women and children, I guess, which like that kind of rules out all dudes. Also, like I try to my best not to disrespect anybody, but especially like I'm never gonna disrespect like Allie, or you or Titus.
Yeah.
And like I don't want them to be scared of me. You
Yeah.
know, like obviously I'm not a scary dude. That's not what I meant by that. But like, how do I describe it?
You feel like other guys are on your same kind of playing field, and I've noticed that you're more comfortable joking with them or like throwing little insults, for being funny, but you don't do that with women. You don't do that with older people. You don't do that with children because you just feel like let's lead with respect. But if it's a peer,
It's fair game if it's a peer.
Yeah, you're much more comfortable, but you don't do it in a mean-spirited way where you don't hit below the belt, so to speak.
Yeah. Like, I won't call anybody out on their insecurities if they're not trying to better themselves.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
But one thing about you are quick. Like, you are super witty, and you can banter with full-grown adults, and you've been this way for years. And I've watched you, because I don't care. Like, if you're so stuck on, yourself, and it offends you that a child is calling you out, well, that's a you issue. Like, obviously, don't be disrespectful just for disrespect's sake. But if you're going after my kid, it's fair game. Like, if he can call you out on the carpet just the same, like, have at it. And I've watched adults, it throws them off center. Like, it throws them off balance, where they're just shocked that a child or an adolescent can come back at them with the same energy. And it just makes me kind of laugh because I'm like, my kid's not a pushover.
my biggest thing is I hate the people that are like, well, I'm older than you, so you have to listen to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
It's like, your advice sucks.
well, also, like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to listen to you. You're not my parent. You've not earned my respect in any sort of way. I don't even know your first name.
Yeah.
So, I don't understand why there's this sense of superiority with, like,
Just age.
yeah, with just age. Like,
Yeah.
I have no clue who you are. Get
Yeah.
away from me.
Yeah.
So,
No, I understand. All right, do you want to transition into yours?
yes, I do. I do. How did your life change when I was born? Well, how was your life before, then compared to when you found out you were pregnant with me, and then when I was born?
So, how my life was before I knew I was pregnant with you,
Mhm.
I was very reactive to life. I would just kind of go wherever the wind blew me emotionally, mentally. I feel like I was really uncentered. And I was trying, like, your dad and I were newly married. We were only married like 4 months, I think, when I found out I was pregnant with you. I had obviously moved from the only home I'd ever known, to Nashville. I felt really alone a lot of the times because he traveled for work and I had not made friends at the time, and the job was really unstable. And so I just felt like I was kind of like a leaf in the wind, just kind of floating everywhere. And then I found out I was pregnant with you. And I was petrified because, like I said, we were preventing it. And we were super unstable. We had no business having a baby. Like, we were young and broke as hell. And I remember I called Grandpam first.
Really?
She was at work. I flipped the hell out. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. She was like, you're going to be fine. Like, I'm putting some things together. You come to the bank and see me. And I walked in and just bawled. Because, like, my mom's not been in my life.
Right.
And I wasn't ready to talk to Papa about it.
Would you say Grandpa was like the closest thing to a mom that you had?
She definitely stepped in during a season that I needed her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so she was during that time a mother figure, and I'm forever grateful for her. And we got really close during that, but I was beside myself, and because I knew the gravity of having children, in having the type of parents that I had, I was always like, I know the impact of a good parent and I know the impact of a bad parent. If I'm going to have a child, I need to be financially stable, mentally ready, emotionally ready. And so I was just like, I knew how serious it was. I took parenting very seriously. And then after I had you, once I settled into being a parent, once I settled into like our new routine and the terror kind of fell away, it was like, oh, I can handle this. Like,
Yeah.
I can handle colic. I can handle a diaper rash. Like, I can handle being peed on. Like, I can handle the super crazy schedule. And you and I found our flow because, after Papa came up when you were born, and he went back home, and then your dad went back on the road. Like,
He was still on the road?
Oh yeah. Like, you and I found our cadence, and that's why I say, like, it was just me and you for a while. So you and I we really found our new normal, and I loved being your mom. Like, you were the easiest kid. You were so happy. I was just obsessed with being your mom, and
Sorry.
it wasn't as big scary as I thought it was going to be,
So a core memory for me, at that first house, because I remember which house we were at first. No, other than the Florida house, the other house was in Murfreesboro.
Mm-hmm.
That
was the one right before we bought our house.
Yeah. In the Murfreesboro, I used to be homeschooled.
So we did. We started it in Murfreesboro because we were in the process of buying the house. And so I knew I was going to homeschool you for the first half of kindergarten because we were just going to enroll you in your school in Gallatin.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to put you in a school snatch you out, put you in another school.
Mm.
And so, with Mama's help,
Mm.
we got a curriculum going, and I got you ready for where you were in kindergarten.
I remember I remember the Oreos. It was the Oreos while watching Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
That was like your morning enrichment time.
Yeah.
Because you've never been a morning kid.
Mm-mm.
Ever.
No, I'm not.
You've always been a hard one. Like that, you get that from your dad for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then I also remember on the way from the Florida house, from the Florida house to the Murfreesboro house, I threw up in the car.
Oh yeah.
In the car ride.
Oh yeah. You got car sick when you were little. That was fun.
That was rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what was it like parenting me, and then when Titus was born?
Let's see. You were so excited to have a baby, anything, like brother or sister. And so I felt like you were just a huge help. You were really excited. You were hands-on. You wanted to do everything for him. And as he was a completely opposite baby than you, where he dealt with a lot more stuff. You know, he was a little more, like, he was born early. He was born 5.5 weeks early. He was underweight. You know, he lost a bunch of weight after he was born, and it was hard to get him to, like, latch and feed, and so he had a lot more issues, and I felt like we were in a different place in life. So parenting him and you together didn't go quite as I planned, but I loved it. I mean, it was just like, strap him on, let's go. I loved going on walks with you guys. Like, we would just take off and have ourselves a good time. You know, we would go find bugs and sticks and rocks. And I always thought growing up that if I had kids, it would obviously be girls, because my whole family is girls.
Right.
I'm the baby of 4 girls. And then they just all had boys and boys and boys and boys. And then I had boys, and I was like,
What's going on?
what is happening? I always thought it would be a girl.
And then Dee Dee had the first girl with Amber.
Yeah.
She's the only girl also.
Yeah. So I don't know. I loved it. I never struggled with being a mom. I struggled with the expectations that moms have put on them by society. I think the biggest struggle that I had was when we went through the season of realizing, you know, everything that was happening with Titus, with his speech delay and his sensory processing issues, and they wouldn't do the evaluation. And we struggled as a family during that time because it was difficult at home. Like, he was very clingy and very reactive, and you were the only one that could even kind of decipher what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we figured out to get him in private therapy, and that's a whole nother podcast, like the whole process and journey to where we've gotten from there to now. But you never even blinked. You were built to be a big brother.
I remember I used to wake up first thing in the morning, and I would go in Titus's room, and he'd already be awake.
Yeah.
He's standing there in his crib looking at me. And I was like, okay. So I couldn't pick him up fully like this.
Yeah.
I had to pick him up like that.
Yeah.
And so I would jump over the crib, sit in the crib with him for a little bit. Then I would pick him up and lean back to where the legs are hanging over. And then I let him drop, and I'd catch him by his arms, kind of like that.
Yeah.
And my arms would hit the crib, so it'd be like...
Yeah, you would like let him slip through your arms, and he'd just be dangling. And I have video of all of this from the baby monitor.
I want to find it.
Yeah,
I want to find it.
I have the cutest video. All I see is like blank. You can just see an empty crib because both of your heads were out of view, and I hear nee nee like car sounds, and then all of a sudden your head pops up. And you're acting like you're driving a car, and then his head pops up. He's like, where are we going?
I remember one time I dropped him on his head.
Mm-hmm.
That was so funny because, like, he didn't bring his legs over. And so whenever I went to, like, push him over, then he flipped. But he didn't hit it too hard. It was like that.
Yeah.
I was like,
because it was carpeted.
I was like, oh. I was like, T, are you good? You good? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that. Do you have any other questions?
Richie being added to the family, what was that like for you?
Honest to God, I've said this from the beginning. It was just like he fit into the brood of kids like nothing, because he's so perfectly positioned between you 2
Mm-hmm.
that, and the dynamic between you all is so different. Like, you all 3 have such unique personalities. He's so laid back and so chill, and you guys hit it off really well. And then when he needs to transition into spending time with Titus, like, I don't know, I have zero complaints. I truly think I have the best kids on earth.
Now, him adjusting to the house that we're in now, and like you, like, what was that weird, like building a relationship with Richie?
It was never weird building a relationship. I did have to take it slow and learn, because he's not my biological child.
Right.
He's my stepchild. And so I am such a motherly type that I wanted to step in, at every
Can I take
moment.
over?
Not necessarily take over, but like just be motherly to him. And I had to realize, like, sometimes that's inappropriate. He does have a fantastic mom who is extremely present.
Shout out Holly.
What's up, Holly? Stepwifey, we love you. And his dad is an excellent dad. And so a lot of times I would have to, instead of moving out of instinct, I would have to intentionally make myself pause and consider, like, okay, how is Holly feeling in this situation? Do I need to reach out to her? Do I need to revert to Rich as the bio parent? But as you guys have gotten older, it's just like, he's just one of our kids, Like, I truly believe I treat him exactly like I do you. I get down on him like I do you. I praise him like I do you. Like, he's going through the same season that you were in just a couple of years ago that drove me absolutely batshit crazy. Like, I wanted to strangle you for about 2 years. I want to strangle him. I know we're going to get through this. In a couple of years, I'm going to want to strangle Titus. Like, we're going to get... We will get through it, though. And it's just, that's my tough season as a parent. Like, some moms struggle with infancy, toddlerhood, adolescence. I struggle with that preteen to early teen age, because it's like, you don't know everything.
Yeah. Okay, now 3 people versus 1 chimpanzee. Who wins?
Chimp.
I agree.
Every time.
I agree.
Every time.
I thought we were gonna have to debate for a bit.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We're on the same page there.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to move. Oh, you have another one?
Oh no.
I'm going to move to the listener questions,
Oh, yes.
and then we'll have to wrap up because we are so close to lunch.
Okay.
What
are we getting for lunch?
We brought lunch.
Oh.
All right, listener questions. 1, what advice would you give your kindergarten self about growing up?
What advice would I give don't lie on the stupid clip charts. Don't lie on the...
Valid.
Because then you get your door off.
How about just don't lie?
Yeah, don't lie.
Like, build trust.
Yeah. Also, don't snitch on that kid for cussing.
Because you're just going to get in trouble?
Well, no. Just because that's a bum move. Don't snitch on people.
Snitches get stitches. Yeah. All right, if you found a box with everything you lost, what would be the first thing you would look for? That's a good one.
There's 3.
Okay, say it.
All the AirPods that I lost.
Oh my God, like 6 sets of AirPods.
Little Bunny and Blue Bear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I think I still have Little Bunny.
You have Little Bunny? I have not seen a Little Bunny.
Blue Bear's gone.
They were my, like, childhood, like, stuffed animals. And I used to have this... My favorite was Blue Bear.
I know.
Blue Bear was so cool. And we went to Dee Dee's, like, a while ago. It was, like, whenever she lived in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And we went there, and we came back, and he was gone.
Yeah. I still to this day have no idea what happened to that bear. Like, did somebody break in and just steal Blue Bear? How did it disappear?
Like,
Where did it
it's
go?
almost like he grew up, grew legs and walked out. Like, it was
Truly.
actually insane.
Truly. We went years with not misplacing this bear.
Yeah.
And then we go for a vacation and go
And we
back.
sewed his eye back on. Stupid McGinnis. That stupid dog. We had this chihuahua named McGinnis, as in, like...
Terry McGinnis.
As in Terry McGinnis from Batman.
Yeah.
Like, Batman Beyond. And that stupid dog ate my Skylander and messed it up, and Dad had to fix it. And also chewed the eye off of Blue Bear, and we had to sew it back on.
Yeah.
This is the worst. I hate that dog.
Yeah. This,
Is he still alive?
I don't know.
'Cause
I don't know.
We've had I remember McGinnis. I remember Aries. Aries was a cool dog. I don't know why we got rid of Aries.
Well, I went through a phase of rescuing dogs. Like we were never supposed to keep them.
Yeah.
Like Bo the Hound. You remember it was the coldest night of the year when we were in Murfreesboro, and it was at the gas station. And I'm like, is this anybody's dog? Like he was just roaming around, no collar, skin and bones, and I was like,
You gotta go home with me.
we're gonna rescue. But I never intended to keep him because I knew him being a bloodhound, he needed to roam. Like he needed big property, and we did. We adopted him out to this guy who had a farm. It was a perfect fit. And then Aries was a rescue, and
I remember giving Aries away.
yeah, there were I think 3 or 4 where I just went on like this rescuing spree.
I remember in Florida had that stupid cat.
He hated
Yeti.
you.
Yeti
hated
Yeti
you.
hated my gut to the core.
Yeah, he would tear you up. I don't know. I've never seen a cat not like kids. This cat was like
He despised me. I remember.
kamikaze cat.
I remember it specifically the one time where he scratched me in my face and all the way down my
He
chin.
jumped from the top of the cabinets and landed on him. He was taking him out.
Like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
That was the final straw. I was like, oh, you got to go.
But I remember I was pretending to be Spider-Man, and what was that dog's name?
Which one?
That dog that in Florida we had this
Oh, yeah.
Bailey.
No.
No.
I can't remember her name, but I adopted her out
Yeah.
to a girl, and she had a wonderful life.
But I was pretending to be Spider-Man and Spider-Dog.
Like, I did follow that dog's journey even after. Like, we stayed in touch, and
Yeah.
she was cute.
Me and her were tight.
they were
Me and that
besties.
dog were tight.
Yeah.
I was pretending to be Spider-Man and Spider-Dog, and Yeti was Dr. Octopus.
Yes.
And I was, and then Yeti goes, fuh!
Yeah.
And it's just all over me.
Yeah. Tore
So,
you up.
It hurt me so bad.
Sorry. I apologize for that.
No, it's chill. I mean, like, it builds character, you know? Builds character. I'm sure there's a scar somewhere.
Well, Noah, thanks for being on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I've had a
course.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I've had fun too. This is cool.
Yeah,
I wanna
maybe we
come
can
back
have you
sometime.
back, for an update or something.
Yeah.
But guys, thanks for listening to Elite Life with Sam. Make sure that you follow us on all socials. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our subscription website, elitelifewithsam.com. Until next time, guys, we'll see ya.
See ya.